Welcome back, everybody. So let's talk about those high-level lawmaker questions affecting all of our bottom lines. New policies from the Trump administration playing big in Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell's twice-yearly testimony to members of Congress. So listen to senators pressing Powell over Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, gaining access to a payment system within the Treasury Department.
Is the system safe today?
I believe it is, and I will tell you, we are very strongly committed to the integrity, efficacy, resilience, and all those things of this system. And, people do depend on this in a big way, and we're committed to that.
An unelected billionaire and his hacksters' dangerous attempts to access Americans' private data and the Treasury Department's systems that control $6 trillion in annual payments to millions of American citizens, including Social Security, Medicare, and tax refunds. Quickly, yes or no, has Elon Musk or members of his team, to your knowledge, attempted to access the Fed's protected data and systems? Yes or no?
I don't believe so. I don't believe so.
CBS News business correspondent Javier David joins us now. Javier, that did not sound like a definite yes or no. He said, I don't believe so. How do you read that?
I think at the core of this whole debate is really a simple sort of thing about vetting. Like, you have given access to, or these folks have had access to very sensitive systems. You don't necessarily hand over your checkbook or your access to your bank account to just anybody. There's a lot of questions about who these guys are, what sort of power they have, the access, and everyone isn't qualified. So, and there's already reports emerging that some people have had negative things in their background. You're operating at the highest levels of government. You're dealing with trillions of dollars, and there's a whole question about whether or not they're trustworthy or capable. And I think that that's what's driving this conversation really right now.
Well, and when an elected official asked the Fed chair himself, has Elon Musk access, and the Fed chair says, I don't think so, that raises a whole lot of questions. Who is watching Elon Musk? Who's watching Elon Musk's people that he is actually working with here? What's the checks and balances on, as the lawmaker put, an unelected official?
Indeed. I mean, I think that, we talk a lot about the trust in government, transparency, but there's not a lot of transparency. And I don't have to tell you that Elon Musk is a very polarizing figure. And he's a very wealthy guy and a very influential guy. So is he doing something that I think the question is he working on behalf of the government or working on behalf of the public, or is he doing something that really just ultimately will benefit himself? And those are questions that are really unanswered, and they're percolating not just amongst sort of allies or enemies of the Trump, but even some within the GOP have made this observation as well.
Okay, so let's talk more tech. Of course, Sam Altman making headlines today after a Musk-led investor group tried to buy OpenAI, of course, ChatGPT fame. Kind of fascinating to see this here. Altman firing back after Musk's group submitted an unsolicited $97.4 billion bid to take over OpenAI. We just wanted to play that. We'll talk about it on the other side. Let's listen.
Sam, should you have taken Elon's offer?
You refused $1 billion for Elon Musk. What do you want to say to Elon Musk?
Received what from him?
Almost $100 billion, right?
The company is not for sale. Neither is the mission. We're happy to buy Twitter if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, Well, Altman reiterated that message in a post on Elon Musk's X, saying he'll buy Twitter for just $9.74 billion, noticing he moved that decimal point there. So what does this fight between these two tech billionaires mean for the future of AI? Because we know the vice president of the United States is overseas. He did not sign an agreement with other nations to try to put regulations on AI. We know of hundreds of billions of dollars pledged to build AI in these United States. How do we read all of this?
Well, the only thing you really need to know about the story is Elon Musk, Sam Altman really don't like each other. They never have. They probably never will. This saga has been a decade or so in the making. The difference now is here. Look, Musk has a lot of support, including the ear of a U.S. president. He's got a lot of access to a lot of capital, and he's making a play for what is effectively a nonprofit. And this, again, goes back years, but he was once part of that. But he's a very influential guy, and both of them are going to have a lot to say about this AI arms race. The strange thing here, of course, is that President Trump has tapped Altman in this push to bolster the $500 billion Stargate federal AI initiative. It's really important that we kind of compete with China and other players abroad, but Musk kind of continues to troll this his nemesis in a way that's very public, and it's taking the spotlight away from what is really a very important, pivotal public-private partnership.
Well, and Elon Musk has famously said he wishes he had not been a part of helping Sam Altman get his start for OpenAI. Fascinating to watch there. Let's put that aside because there's obviously so much that we could talk about those two dueling guys. We've got to ask you about the egg shortage. Now Costco, Trader Joe's limiting how many eggs that shoppers can buy. So boil it down for us, if you will. Will breakfast lovers get any relief anytime soon, or are we just going to have to see a whole new season come up?
The short answer is no, and sadly, the Economics 101, well, maybe it's Economics 102, tells you that basically when you have a shortage of something and too many people want it, at least a couple of things have to happen. Prices will go up, that's number one, and or the entity selling them will need to ration them in order to make sure that everyone can get their fair share and avoid stockpiling. So that's what's happening with Costco and Trader Joe's. It's unfolding across stores across the country. Part of it is bird flu. A big part of it is bird flu, actually. But it's the headlines sort of help to drive this panic buying. Unfortunately, it has the opposite of the intended effect. So people see this and they're like, I better go get my eggs. And sure enough, there's not enough. So it's creating this, what I call the existential crisis. It's, sporadic shortages at some stores. A lot of stores just struggling to keep them in stock and prices just keep going up. And unfortunately, again, there's no end in sight.
Okay, well, cancel boiled eggs from my breakfast tomorrow. Thank you so much, Javier David. It's always great to talk to you.